what we call the outgrower. The outgrower is what is commonly known sugarcane farmer. You know, those who benefited from land reform, they were given land. But prior to that, we already had others who were, outgrowers. So that's the first group. And the second group is Tonga related. So these ones, they produce about 42% of production. This one about 58% of sugarcane production. Roughly about that. It can change season to season and so forth, but these are the average estimates. Now, so the Tonga Tullet THZ is the miller. In other words, when you've done your sugarcane, you must then take it to the miller to be processed. So Tonga Tullet takes their sugarcane, because they are also a planter here, to their mills. There are two mills at Hippo and at Triangle. Right? Then, with regards to the farmers, where they grow the sugarcane is in three, we call them, so there is Hippo here, there is Mkwasim, then there is Triangle. We call them milling groups. So these are the areas where the outgrowers are growing. And the planter also is in Triangle and Hippo. I don't think they're doing any much in Kwasim. So what then happens is all this sugarcane, both for the outgrower and the mill and the MCP, is taken to the mills, either at Hippo or at Triangle. And for that process, there is what we call cane supply agreements. So we have got two types of cane supply agreements. So cane supply agreements. So these two, there is what we call cane milling agreement, commonly known as CMA. So when you talk to the farmers, when you talk to the people from that industry, they will talk about CMA. They will talk about CPA. So CPA is cane purchase agreement, right? So that's CPA. Right. The difference between these two agreements is that with cane purchase agreement, when a farmer produces his sugarcane or her sugarcane, what they do is at the harvest time they sell the sugarcane, to the miller. From the time the sugarcane is sold to the miller, the ownership moves from the farmer to the miller. Okay, so the miller owns the cane. It's like how you do with your maize. When you sell your maize to GMB, the transaction is done at that level. So it's done, and the next thing, then that maize belongs to GMB. The risks and the profits belong to GMB. You as a farmer, you get paid, and you are done. You go back to the field, you do your maize, you give it to GMB. So this is the same thing. Cane purchase, you harvest your cane, you supply. There is actually a price, a cane purchase price. So you agree how many tons are these and so forth, how much is it per ton. You agree, you calculate, so okay, so how many tons have you delivered? I've delivered so many tons, multiplied by the price of per ton, then you are paid. When you are paid, you go back to your farm and that's done. So it's a simple way of harvesting and selling your sugarcane. Now, the next one, which is the cane milling agreement. Now, this one is a bit complex compared to this, because this is a sort of like a toll milling, okay, where the farmer brings his cane for milling. It's like what we do with with maize. So you have got your maize, and with your maize, suppose you have got 5 tons of maize. You decide to take 4 tons to GMB. Okay? Now, so one farmer decides to take 5 tons to GMB, but the other farmer will say, me, I don't want to take my maize to GMB. Rather, I want to take my maize to a hammer mill. The hammer mills, guys, where you are taking your maize, it's milled, you retain the milling mill. The milling mill does not belong to guys. The miller is it way. So you retain the mill. So this is the sort of milling agreement. So I'm on milling agreement. I take my sugar cane, I go to the mill, which is either a triple or a triangle. It's milled there. I ask the miller, so how much sugar do I have? We have got technical names like ERC and so forth. These are just technical names that refer to how much sugar do I have in simple terms. So the miller says, this is what you have. Okay. Then I retain that sugar. Now, you will find that we have got about 1,200 farmers. Okay. So technically, 1,200 farmers can have small packets of sugar. I have got hypothetically, I've got my 10 tons there. Someone has got this 50 tons there. Someone has got this 30 tons there, and so forth. And we can take this sugar into the market. I go and sell my 30 tons. This one goes and sells his 20 tons, and so forth. So we came together. We said, instead of doing that, let's have an organized market. Okay? And also the Sugar Control Production Act provides for what is called a single marketing desk. To avoid undercutting for this, undercutting each other, and also in line with the Sugar Control Production Act, we come together. Okay? So we come together and market our sugar together. So at the end of the day, when you go to OK or a supermarket, OK or TL, you see a 2 kg packet of sugar. That 2 kg may be branded Tonga Tulate. Okay, that's the brand that is there. Okay, it's a Tonga Tulate brand, it's a Tonga Tulate package, but in here, in the 2 kg, there are small grains that belong to me, small grains that belong to this, small grains that belong to this. So while we are using the Tonga Tulate brand, the sugar does not entirely belong to Tonga. If we want to use simple mathematics, assuming that all these outgrowers are on this agreement and can supply on can milling agreement, if we're going to use a simple, we would say this 2 kg, 42% of it belongs to farmers, 58% of it belongs to, if we're going to use a simple, analysis. Unfortunately, not everyone out here is on cane milling, some are on cane patches. But for illustration purposes, that's how it is like. So the 2 kg will be sold. After it is sold, money is we receive money, we pay some marketing and distribution costs. The difference, we sit down and we share. Again, using this example, if it were at this level, whatever is left, we'll say, okay, so this is what we have found. 42% goes to the farmers. 58% goes to the miller. And here, each farmer has got his own share, which is already known and recorded. So, again, the money is shared according to each farmer. So that's the whole process in terms of value chain. So the company that sells the sugar is called Zimbabwe Sugar Sales, commonly known as ZSS. So today, if you want sugar, you don't go to Tongat, you don't go to the farmers, you go to ZSS. This is the arm that what we call a single desk that markets sugar. So when we have produced the sugar, Tongaat does not sell the sugar. Farmers do not sell the sugar. We take that entire consignment, we put it to ZSS. ZSS is a special purpose vehicle who then receive the sugar and say, how much sugar have we received? They have received this. Okay, they sell the sugar, they come back to us, the farmers and the miller, and say, guys, you gave us these tons, this is what we have sold, we are left with this, and so forth. And there is what you call ZSS board. So ZSS is run by a board which is made up of farmers reps, and miller reps. So this board has got farmers and millers in it. Okay. So this is the board that then works that supports management in running this. So that's the structure.